Today we're talking about trust, because this is a big topic, right? What does it even feel like in your body to trust someone else, right? What kind of sensation? What would be going on in your head? What kind of thoughts would you be thinking? What kind of feeling, sensation would you have sitting in front of another person that you are trusting? Right? For a lot of people, this is a I don't know kind of concept, because when you had a lot of trauma throughout childhood, when you haven't had people that you could rely on and depend on, who would nurture you or be there and protect you and support you, especially if it's your primary caregivers who let you down in such ways and abused you, then your ability to develop a sense of trust in other human beings has been really disrupted, or for many of us, it's not there at all, right? So that ability to trust is something that I had to do a lot of work on as well. And I'm going to share with you the steps that I took to help me to become a more trusting person. But first, I think let's look at what actually trust means. Because I looked up the dictionary for it, and in the Merriam-Webster dictionary it said the assured reliance on the character, the ability, the strength or truth in someone or something. And it also says one in which confidence is placed. So when I looked at that definition, I realized not only did I not trust other people, but I also didn't trust myself. How about you? Do you trust in your own character, in your own abilities, in your, are you confident about who you are? And this is why it's so complex for us. It's not just other people, it's ourselves, or for many. Okay, for me it was. So when I first started working on trust, I tried to find a therapist that I could feel that he has the potential, or she has the potential, that over time I may be able to trust, right? I was super skeptical, and that's normal. Right? This is a protective mechanism. We've been hurt so badly, so many times people went over our boundaries in unspeakable ways. So it's a normal response, right? One of my therapists always said that to me. It's a normal reaction to an abnormal event, to be like this, to be I was very hypervigilant around people, right? So that skepticism helped protected us. It helped us to get here, right? So we want to really remind us of that. But then the first thing I had to really work on is actually the ability to, or increase the ability to feel safe in my body, to learn how to regulate my nervous system so it doesn't always have all these false alarms the minute I'm kind of with other people. I'm trying to have a conversation with someone, right? That I can stay grounded within myself, and to feel safer within my body. I also had to learn or start to explore who I am and what is important to me, what are my likes and dislikes, and what are my values, okay? Because the more I knew about myself and what I wanted to stand for and how I wanted to show up, the more confidence I could have within myself. Remember, this is one of the things in the dictionary. We want to be able to have confidence within ourselves, and want to know the knowing of who I am, like really being grounded in this, so I can rely on myself. I'm not letting myself down, right? Have you? I have let myself down in so many ways, and I had to stop doing that as well, right? to find those ways. So, but when we can feel or find ourselves in that way and feel really grounded within ourselves, then the way we show up is very different as well, right? So, because we all have that kind of inner knowing that this person perhaps is a manipulative person, this person, I cannot rely on that person let me down before, this is a toxic person, but this person is kind of nurturing, and it feels strange, right? For a lot of us it does. When we're meeting like truly a healthy person who is actually has your best interest at heart, it feels very weird, and it's like, is that okay? Is that not right? To even be able to trust that is a challenge, right? But for me, I first had to be able to really be able to feel safe in my body, so when I'm with a person that is a nurturing person, that I can let my guard down enough to actually have an open and vulnerable conversations with that person and learn to trust. right? To share with that person what I need to feel supported, and what I like or don't like, and those kind of things. And also be curious about the other person, because in those open conversation, when the other person shares what they like and how they feel supported, we might realize that that's actually different to what we feel, because we're all unique. But they will also realize that they also have insecurities and doubts about themselves. There's areas they don't really want to disclose. But the more we do that, the more we see that other people are vulnerable as well in that way, it becomes a little bit easier to trust them. Okay? The right people. We don't want to have those conversations with people who are manipulative or toxic, or they have issues perhaps themselves. They're all trauma responses as well. Okay, so but not everyone is at the same path on the healing journey. Some people are actively working on actually recovering and getting better and healing their wounds and being able to have some more healthy and loving relationships, while other people are just acting out at that trauma. And we need to kind of respect that this is their way of dealing this. We cannot change another person, right? I cannot. But I want to be able to be a trusting person, and I am craving those trusting relationships, those deeper nurturing connections where I really feel like I have a sense of belonging. This is important to me, and I'm gathering it's important to you too, otherwise you wouldn't be listening to this video, okay? And you're an action taker, and you want to change your life, and want to heal those deep wounds, right? So we want to search for people who are on a similar path, right? Who have healed some of their wounds and don't react in ways, in hurtful ways. In a way, we all, I have hurt other people, you have hurt other people. If we're really honest, everyone on the planet hurt someone else in some way. But it's usually not intentional, right? And that's the difference. Sometimes we say something that we didn't even know that the other person was really hurt by. But when we have the other person's best interest at heart, we can actually notice that, and we can own, oh, I did that. And it's like, oh, I'm so sorry, and we can apologize and talk that through and restore that relationship, right? It's very different than what we had in childhood, when we have in this toxic relationship where it's very intentional about inflicting pain on other people for a reason, right? So that to learn what is the difference there. And therapy has helped me heaps. Dialectical behavioral therapy, like they have workbooks and sheets there as well on that, where you can really dive deep on and learning what are the red flags and what are the green flags, right? Because a lot of things are focused on the red flags. We don't just want to focus on the red flags, we want to actually focus on the green flags, because we want to be able to attract more people with green flags into our lives. So we want to know what they look like, we want to know what they feel like when we're in presence of them. So we can learn to trust that a little bit more. Trust our own inner knowing, trust our gut feeling, right? So that is basically what I did. So the bulk at the beginning was the focus on feeling safe in my body and finding out who is it that I want to be, and knowing that this isn't set in stone. Like what I thought 10 years ago, 20 years ago when I first started that was slightly different to what it is now. I'm still on a similar path, but the values are slightly shifted, and what I'm standing for slightly shifted, and that might be for you too, and that's totally okay. Right? We can reevaluate those things every year. And being honest with ourselves, where do I have room to grow there, so I can be a person other people can trust in. So I can be more reliable for other people as well, right? So it goes both ways, that trust thing. So I hope you find that helpful. But as always, I'm really looking forward to finding out your tips and approaches and tools and practices and whatever you use as well. So sending you all lots and lots of love and rainbows to brighten up the tough times just a little. See ya, bye.